Yesterday was a pretty big day for the JD and AH situation. It's also the last day of JD's testimony. We're now going into cross, where things could get heated. Though in the 20 minutes of it we got to see yesterday, I will say that JD did really good. And if he can keep that up, this should be a really interesting cross-examination with Team AH. I'm hoping that he just knocks it out of the park, because they're really going to have to try to spin all this around, because the amount of stuff that's come out on her is pretty damning. Like the audio recordings. I put those in my last video. I know the previous two are pretty long compared to my usual 10-minute video, but there's so much that the man said that I wanted to cover in those recaps of his testimony that I thought were really important. They shouldn't be so long going out, but I really wanted to cover his two days on the stand with as much detail as I could, because, I mean, I'm taking literally a 6-hour testimony and chopping it down to actually a 12-hour testimony, because it was 2 days. Maybe a little bit short. It doesn't matter. 10 hours. Let's say 10. And chopping it down to 6 or 7 clips for a 30-minute, 20-minute video. So I encourage you to watch all of these. But there was one thing that I wanted to include for the final moment of his testimony, and that's his thoughts on being canceled and what it did to him and how it pretty much ruined his life. And I think it's important to hear, because this is one of the few times we've actually heard somebody talk about this. And considering how long this has been going on, I think it's kind of important. So it's a 5-minute clip. I want you to hear it, and then we'll get back to the rest of the video.
Mr. Depp, did you experience any consequences after the release of the op-ed?
Absolutely.
And what
Yes.
were those?
Oh, I believe it was, I don't think it took Disney very long, maybe a couple of days, to announce that that I had been removed from the Pirates of the Caribbean films franchise, which I learned about reading in reading one of these type of, some magazine, or the article where Sean Bailey was quoted, which was very odd to me, as I have had many creative conversations with the Disney people, even to the point of where they were asking me to come back and write Pirates. Sorry.
What Disney executives told him is hearsay.
We can move on.
If you want to, just restart.
So, let's see. So I can read it out of someone's article, but not from the man's mouth. Is that what happens?
Next question.
Mr. Depp, what to your understanding is the status of Pirates 6?
At this point,
Yes.
I believe it's in dangle mode.
Mr. Depp, have you ever physically assaulted Miss Heard?
Never.
Have you ever sexually assaulted Miss Heard?
Never. Certainly not.
What have you lost as a result of Miss Heard making these allegations against you?
Nothing less than everything. Nothing less than everything. because when the allegations were made, when the allegations were rapidly circling the globe, telling people that I was a drunken, cocaine-fueled menace who beat women suddenly in my 50s. It's over. You know, you're done. So, what did it do to me? What effect did it have on me? I'll put it to you this way. No matter the outcome of this trial, the second the allegations were made against me, the accusations, the second that more and more of these things, as I said, metastasized and turned into fodder for the media. Once that happens, or once that happened, I lost then. That is to say, I lost because that is not a thing that anyone is gonna just put on your back for a short period of time. I will live with that for the rest of my life because of the allegations and because it was such a high-profile case. So I lost then, no matter the outcome of this trial. I'll carry that for the rest of my days. And it never had to be that way. It never had to happen. And I don't quite understand why it did in the way that it did.
I thought that was a pretty powerful speech because he talks about how he had to, always dodge these raindrops of death when the Me Too movement really took off, and it's really sad. Nobody should have to go through this. There's a victim that, even though he's not with her, she continues to abuse him for years. Doing it right now, because he's going to have to go through all of this again on the stand. It's a sad thing. But I think he's ready. He's waited 6 years for this. So here's what's going on in the media. I want to show you a couple of things. By the way, I want to show you this too. Tug put this out online. This is, I think, the rough draft for the op-ed that she put out. One of them. The ACLU stuff, for sure. Amber Heard's team is pretending this is not about Johnny Depp again. He brought up the ACLU on the right in the email with early versions in it. They objected. That's going to be tough for them. So they talk about this op-ed that she wrote and how Johnny Depp's name isn't in it. I don't know if this is exactly the right one, but in rough drafts, they actually name Johnny Depp in it. Let's make sure that we don't mention him, because if we mention him, I can get sued, because she was actually under an NDA. I wasn't supposed to talk about their personal lives. So he could have got her on that, by the way, and won easily. And the reason he's going the route he is because he wants to prove that he's innocent and he never did these things. He's intentionally going the harder route. But she absolutely did. Like this. 2 years ago, after I got a temporary restraining order against my then husband, Johnny Depp named right there. But they took that out because they didn't want to name him. You can't dispute this. And I really wonder how they're going to try to spin this. And it's probably going to come up in cross with Amber Heard on the stand. That's going to be interesting. I can't wait for her to take the stand. And I like that the media is acknowledging that people don't believe her anymore. How Twitter turned on Amber Heard. And I got to say this, and this is a little bit of hope for everybody here. Like, no matter what, if he still loses this case, like, he's uncanceled. I think his career might be able to bounce back after this because the people are on his side big time. They're not on her side. Spend 5 minutes on Twitter, and that really says something when Twitter has your back. I see a lot of female victims out there talking, I don't want Amber Heard as the face for me. I don't want her as my spokesman. Women that have really gone through things, unlike her. They don't want her as the face of their movements. And another thing I really like is this is a bipartisan issue. Both sides of the aisle are together on this. It's really kind of cool to see, to be honest. That everyone's like united in thinking Amber is a turd. You had Me Poo trending yesterday. That was amazing. That was amazing. But I like that they're actually like acknowledging this. The first time I've ever seen this. How Twitter turned on Amber Heard. I can't believe I didn't see this article until now. But it's like, it's amazing to see. And it's true. It's true. This is all going to come out. She didn't expect this. She really didn't. She thought she'd be able to just walk away because believe all women. She even told him this in recordings, and I'm surprised they didn't play it. They'll probably play it when she's on the stand. But there's a recording of her saying, oh, nobody's going to believe you, Johnny, because you're a man. Powerful shit. We got New York Post, though, who really seems just like they're fully anti-Depp, which I find kind of disgusting. Johnny sinks to new Depp's stars testimony, a disaster class in acting. I don't know if they're just doing this to get the clips or what, or get the little bad press, because no press is bad press, I suppose, for the New York Post, who have a shitty little website. But it's just, like, really? This is the route you're going? I predict, by the way, when Heard takes the stand, I think all the media that seems to be pro-Depp is going to flip and go right back to her. And I'm calling it right now. If you're a female Johnny Depp fan or supporter, they are going to call you victims of internalized misogyny. Watch. I've been watching them play these games for a couple of years now. They're gonna try to make you stop supporting him because they can't afford for the little shit that they've built up for the past couple of years to be burnt down. So wait for that to happen. I'm telling you right now, it's going to happen. Anyway, this is pretty much it. Today's cross, I'll probably have a video on that later of him just destroying Heard's lawyer, Mr. Rottenborn. So that should be good. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, make sure to follow me over on Twitch. I do watch parties, play video games over there. They're always fun. Follow me over there and come hang out. Also, make sure you subscribe to YellowFlash, my other channel. There's a link to that in the description as well. I do a lot of live streams over there that I don't do on this channel. Usually smaller and a little bit more personal. So make sure you follow me over there and sign up.